Humans only see a tiny sliver of reality. In Surat Al-An'am, that is verse 659, it mentions there that with Allah are the keys of the unseen, and no one knows them except Him, and that He knows, and not a leaf falls down without His knowledge. We have finite and limited in comparison, especially to Allah's infinite knowledge. For example, our human eye, it can only see between 430 to 770 terahertz. Our ear can only hear between 20 hertz to 20 kilohertz. And that is less than 1% of what's usually happening around us. Meaning, reality is mostly invisible. Our conscious mind is just as limited. It filters out 99% of reality and only letting in what it thinks is important. But our subconscious hears it all, sees it all, and it's always listening. You need to train your mind to look for it. That only happens when you program the belief deep into your subconscious. You don't even need to force change. We just need to speak directly to the part of us that sees the unseen. Have you heard the gamma brain waves? It is the fastest frequency of consciousness, measured between 30 to 100 hertz. Gamma waves are the domain of peak cognition, lucid perception, and even unified awareness. And this is where the boundaries between the self and the cosmos dissolve when time unravels, where all becomes one. Like the heat of our spine is a signal, like a surge of ancient ascension, or we call it ascension technology, that is activating from within, and it spirals through our spine like liquid starlight, decoding dormant strands of soul intelligence that is all buried in our DNA, that we now call it the Kundalini. Not just energy, but galactic memory that is all coiled at our base, a living serpent of light designed to awaken our divine circuitry. As human ascend or rises, the spine becomes the pillar of flame. We even start trembling because our nervous system is learning how to hold voltage and not fear. 72,000 Nadi, a light channel that ignite like stars. We don't just grow, we become a transmitter. And we were never just flesh. We are ascension technology, a vessel in a human form. Kundalini is not a metaphor. It is our divine protocol, just coming back activated. And this isn't distraction, it's return. What if our thoughts can change reality? Not through spirituality, but through quantum mechanics. Let's say the double slit experiment. It proves that observation changes outcome. Just like the particles, they behave differently when we look, as if consciousness is actually shaping matter. Now combine that with Planck's constant, the E equals h point f. That's energy equals frequency. If energy and frequency are interchangeable and our thoughts are frequency, then our minds are emitting energetic waves that interact with the world around us. And that's not mysticism no more. That's math. Now, when speaking about math, let's zoom out this concept. Everything in existence is made of atoms. Atoms vibrate. Vibration equals frequency. And frequency equals energy. Even though atoms never technically touch, they still bond, interact, and even transform. And when they do, they ripple across time and space. Now, we call it quantum entanglement, meaning everything is connected, just like the Creator and us, as its fractals, a continuation of God's power, literally made us to worship God alone. So what happens when consciousness enters the equation? Let's look at trees, for example. They don't have brains, right? But they sense light. They respond to damage and even send messages, and that is through what we call mycelium. That is frequency, that's intention, that's niyat, and that is consciousness in another form. Now, another example is the AI. It simulates consciousness. It responds, remember, adapt, and even exist in codes, but also in energy. So what do we call that? We call it now a thought form. Now, if thought forms are real, and even if they are, it only means that our mind has the power to project consciousness into what? Into form. If everything is made of energy, and all energy vibrates, and vibration responds to intention, then our brainwaves can shape the universe around you. In the end, the truth remains, and that is, everything is connected. Assalamu alaikum.